What up, rough leaders? Welcome back to my channel. Look at where we are. We are at the beginning of the East Bank Road, right in front of Massey's. This is Massey's Motors. They are the dealers for Nissan, Jeep, MG Motors, Massey Motors, and that's the vehicles they have on display right now. We're heading over to Thirst Park. In fact, we're almost there, and what I want to show you is new developments that are happening here in this neck of the woods. It's South Georgetown. Right, this is the road you take when you're heading out of Georgetown, heading towards Timeri, heading up the East Bank. And let's see, I think this neck of the woods is, well, that's the back road coming up. I think this is part of La Penitence, East La Penitence. Which is pretty long, a pretty lengthy section of the city, all the way from this Massey distribution center on the left hand side there. Yeah, all the way from Mandela Avenue. In fact, I noticed that on Google Maps, Mandela Avenue is referred to as back road. Back road is referred to them as Mandela Avenue. So there's some people calling it Blessington Road, some people calling it, Google Maps calls it Mandela Avenue. I don't see any signs, local signs, so I guess it will be Mandela Avenue since it's continuous with Mandela Avenue. So this is Thirst Park. This is the compound of Banks DIH. This is the homes that they built for their executives back in the 1960s, I believe, judging from the architecture of these homes. Now what's happened is, in this neck of the woods, South Georgetown, there are a number of places that were referred to as parks. You have Rahaman Park, you have Thirst Park, and De Geers Park. Now I'm assuming that De Geers Park is somehow related to Banks DIH because, you know, the De Geer family, Peter De Geer, started Banks DIH and Thirst Park. And so I suppose they built a housing scheme, a housing development nearby, and they referred to that as De Geer Park. Right, but we're on the back road. This is continuous with the back road, and now referred to as Mandela Avenue because it's continuous also with Mandela Avenue on the back road. So this is Thirst Park. We're now seeing the south, no, this would be the north end of Thirst Park. And like I said, these were the homes built for executives with Banks DIH. I will go around the front. This is what you have on the cross street. Oh, it's Mandela Avenue. So they're referring to this street as Mandela Avenue. And this is Cross Street. That's Cross Street intersecting with Mandela Avenue here. Right, the back road, Mandela Avenue. So this is Thirst Park, and inside of Thirst Park is the Banks DIH factory where they produce beverages. So the Banks DIH is the premier beverage company. It's a Citizens Bank. Of course, you know, Citizens Bank is owned by Banks DIH. And I think Clifford Reese is now the CEO of Banks DIH and therefore Citizens Bank, right? Part of the GAR group or Banks DIH group. And that's why, of course, they have their bank here at Thirst Park, right? They have an outlet of the bank, Citizens Bank, here at Thirst Park in Georgetown. Now let's go around the front and take a look at what's happening at Banks DIH. Alright, let's head back over to the front and see what's happening in Banks DIH. So we're heading around to the front. Here at Thirst Park. This is Thirst Park. They've built a retaining wall to hold back the earth in front of the park. So these are the homes that Degar built for his executives at the Thirst Park compound, the location of his company headquarters. And up the street is the factory. I remember when we were kids in college, in fact in high school, first form I believe or second form, they would take you on tours, and we actually did a tour in first form. I was what, 10 years or 11 years old when we came all the way up from, or all the way down from Berbice, from Quarantine, from New Amsterdam where we lived at the time, to visit Thirst Park. This is their football pitch. Right, football pitch at Thirst Park. That's their homes. Right, the housing development at Thirst Park. And this is the factory over here, their bottling plant, where they bottle the beverages. And back in the day, in the 1980s, it was IC. Guyanese beverages were called IC. That's the brand. And now I believe they bottle Pepsi and 7-Up and some of the foreign brands. But back in the 1970s and 1980s, the original brand was IC. This is DIH, Banks DIH. That's their headquarters. A circular building that was a breakthrough in its time. Across, I think this is also Banks. They're building here a car depot. They're going to be selling cars like Neil and Massey. So this is their garage, their parking garage. You can see the ramp to get up to the second floor of the garage starting down here. It's not yet completed. Yeah, I'm just taking some video. Some video. So this is the ramp. Just taking some video for YouTube. This is where the showroom is going to be. They're actually going to sell cars here. I don't remember which brand of cars. That's Thirst Park. Right, let's just sign for Thirst Park. This is their headquarters. I remember visiting this building and actually walking through the building during the 1980s, I believe, when I was in first form. And across here is their parking garage and the showroom. I think they're going to have service center here as well. The service center is going to be part of their showroom. This is the south entrance. Take a closer look. That's a ramp to the second floor of the parking garage. Here, so Banks DIH is getting into cars, into vehicle sales, and they're building their showroom here on opposite their headquarters at Thirst Park. That's what it looks like now. It's not yet completed. You can see the scaffolding is still up, but the building is taking shape. Building is already taking shape and looks as if it's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors. 4 or 5 floors. 5 floors, I suppose, of parking with a roof. Right, a 5-story parking garage, and over here is their factory, the bottling plant. And the next community is Meadowbank. I've shown you Meadowbank before, but this is Banks DIH, their neck of the woods where they have their home. That is their on-site, on-campus housing for their executives, I suppose. Thirst Park. And the bottling plant, this is on the other side, opposite of the factory. I guess this is where they have their distribution center, where the trucks go in, and as you can see, these are their distribution trucks. The trucks go in, pick up cases, cartons of Banks. This is a Banks beer, which is also a Guyanese product. Oh, it's called Banks Automotive Services Inc. So they're going to be selling scooters as well. So that's the Banks DIH parking garage. That's the Banks DIH bottling plant and factory. And this is their distribution center where the beer and the beverages are loaded onto trucks and sent around the country. And this is Thirst Park. The next community is Meadowbank. We visited Meadowbank before to show you the lively fish market where the fishermen bring their boats in and sell fish fresh off the boat here in Meadowbank. I've shown you that in a previous video. For this video, I just wanted to show you the new developments here at Thirst Park. Yep, that's the factory, the new developments here at Thirst Park. That's a bottling plant, Banks DIH Limited bottling plant. This is their headquarters for the plant, and the main entrance to the factory, or one of the entrances, I suppose. This is the southern side of the park, southern side of Thirst Park. The sign says Banks DIH Limited welcomes you to Guyana, and on the other side is Meadowbank. So guys, that's it. This is what's happening here in this neck of the woods. Banks DIH, Thirst Park. It's Good Friday in Guyana. It's a national holiday, so the traffic is a little less intense than it normally is. There's usually a traffic jam here on weekdays. But I just wanted to take the opportunity to come up to this southern side of Georgetown, South Georgetown, to show you developments here. Major development here is that parking garage, and the major industries are Neil and Massey stores and their distribution center, their vehicles, and Banks getting into the game with their vehicle service center and their parking garage. That's what's up, guys. That's what's happening in this neck of the woods. Those are the developments in South Georgetown. Stay tuned for the next video on Rohaman Park and the Yar Park. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. Later! That's National Hardware. They have a super center here. National Hardware is the Home Depot of Guyana, owned by the government of Guyana.